Welcome to another GUR-Codes video. In this video, I will talk to you about the MFractor font importer function. So, if you don't know what MFractor is a very cool extension that you can install on Visual Studio for Mac. It's not available for Windows, just for Mac, and it helps you tremendously with the development of your Xamarin.Forms application. It has all kinds of features, and I will be releasing some videos that will show you some of these key features and how to use them. Full disclosure, I do not get paid for any of this. I do get a free license that I can use because I am a Microsoft MVP, and I like Matthew, the author of MFractor, a lot. He's a cool guy. I talk to him from time to time to discuss some new features. But other than that, I have no affiliation with MFractor, and I just support the product because I think it's great, and that's why I'm showing you this today. Okay, so back to the font importer. It actually does what it says on the tin. It imports a font. If you have worked with custom fonts in a Xamarin.Forms application before, then you know it can be a pain to use it. You have to import the actual file into your both Android and iOS projects. You have to add something in your info plist for iOS. Then you would have to find the right. PostScript name. It's just a hassle to go through, and it can be automated very easily. So that's what MFractor does. You can now just go here to the MFractor menu, and you can go to the import menu and say font. You can see there's also an image importing function. I will show that in another video, but for now let's go with the font. A new screen pops up, and you simply select the font file with the browser, and it will do the rest of the magic for you basically. So here we have the beautiful Comic Sans MS font, and I'm going to click this, and it will automatically fill in the path for you. It will make the asset name, so here you could change the asset name if you want to give it another name when it's imported into your projects. And here you can choose for which projects it should be imported. So I'm now going to go for iOS and Android both. And you can also specify a resource key, and you can get the actual XAML from right here. So I can just copy this XAML, and I can use this as a resource. And to finish the importing, I can just click this import font button, and boom, saving, and the import is done. So what I want to do next, you can see here, this project is just a file new Xamarin.Forms project. It shows a label. So when I run this for iOS, we will simply see the label with welcome to Xamarin.Forms in the OS default font, and we will see it pop up here in a second. Here we go. This is the welcome to Xamarin.Forms, basic application, hello world, nothing fancy. But if I go into the app resources here, so I go to the app.xaml, and you can see there's already a section for resources. I can paste in the XAML that I just got from MFractor, and I got to remember this key. And you can see it already tells me for iOS you have to just specify the PostScript name, and for Android you would have to specify the font file name and also the PostScript name for this. And I can go back to my main page, to the label, and I can say the font family is static resource. Whoops, have to add the quotes here. Static resource, come on, static resource. And I can say Comic Sans MS. You can see this tooltip here, also by MFractor. It might be a bit small to read here. Also powered by MFractor, so it also gives you a lot of this IntelliSense helpers, and you can see what the contents are. So I'm just gonna give an enter here, go to save this, and now when I run again, you will see that the label that we just saw is now shown in the beautiful vintage Comic Sans made by Microsoft. Everyone loves it. Here you can see it. So that's how easy it is right now to import a font. Let's look a bit closer at what MFractor has done for us. For iOS, it has put it in the resources folder. So here's our comic TTF file. And also if we look at the info plist and we go to the source, you can see it has created an entry to import the font like this. And that's everything you need for iOS, but it's very tedious to do it by hand every time. And if we look at the Android project, I'm not going to run the Android project, but if I would do it, then you would see Comic Sans, no surprise there. It will put the file in the assets here. The comic TTF file is here as well. And you can just use the style that we've just imported, and it will also show up for you automatically. So that is the font importer feature from MFractor. I hope you found it useful. Be on the lookout for the other videos for other cool features, and subscribe to this channel, and you will hopefully learn some more. Thanks for watching, and until next time.